Welcome back to another episode of This Needs to Be Addressed. I'm Mwest with my co-host Nug, and today we're talking about Star Wars Outlaws. Ubisoft is trying their hands at Star Wars. Ubisoft is known for making open world games, so a lot of us are very excited about this. However, Ubisoft has some very interesting price points, right? So they range all from $69 all the way up to $129, and then also a package where it's $17.99 a month, right? In these different packages, there's some content that was originally going to be removed and now it's back in, or we don't know. And as of lately, Ubisoft hasn't made the best games, in my opinion. And so I'm a bit skeptical with these price points. I feel like these games should be priced normal and allow us to enjoy Star Wars at a normal price point. And I'm a bit worried that people aren't going to play this game, and Ubisoft won't exist anymore after this because of this failed game. Nug, what do you think about it?
Giant overreaction on your part.
Wow.
I think that these games, I think that these games are priced fairly. I really do. Yeah, I think that this is what games cost nowadays. So you brought up the different editions. The base game is $70. That's industry standard, correct? The gold edition is $100, industry standard. What comes with the gold edition is you get 3 days early access, industry standard. Everybody's doing that now. It's trash, but it's industry standard. And then you get the season pass, industry standard. Everybody's doing that. And then the $130 version comes with some cosmetic items. Allegedly, a mission is hidden behind that $130 version, which is the big controversy, that if you're hiding missions and important parts of the games behind the paywall, that's pretty trash. Not sure if they end up changing that on their website at time of recording. It doesn't say anything about the extra missions, just the season passes. And I think maybe the season passes have extra missions. I don't know for sure. So that's to be determined. But I think price point wise, this is pretty much what all games, not all, this is what a lot of AAA games are going to. $70 base game, $100 something for the extra editions, especially games that are sporting games, especially 2K Interactive is doing this. Rockstar is definitely going to do this with GTA. Everybody that's Rockstar, your Ubisoft, your EA, your 2Ks, I'm trying to think of another big brand. I think if Bethesda comes out with something new, they'll probably do something similar. I think Starfield was similarly priced in this same range, if I'm not mistaken, $70 base, $100 something for like the extra stuff. So I'm trying to think of a studio outside of the bigger ones who's not doing it, you know? I think if you're AAA, this is pretty much what you're doing. Do I like it? Absolutely not. Hell no. But is it out of the ordinary for Ubisoft to do this? No.
I laugh. What makes Ubisoft AAA? They haven't shown us any AAA games. There's supposed to be a AAA. Are there quadruple A? That's why games. Helldivers came out at a fair price. Palworld came out at a fair price. I understand that those
aren't
smaller
AAA games.
Helldivers is a lot better than Avatar that they made.
We're not talking about if they're better. We're talking
understand
about the standard.
I understand the standard, but they don't have to follow the standard. And in these, Ubisoft, in my opinion, hasn't made the greatest games. I don't know if they should go with these industry standards because of how their games have been going as of recently. Skull and Bones, which was a quadruple A game, didn't sell well. Wasn't a great game. Had a lot of stuff that was missing.
Skull and Bones was not quadruple A. Let's nip that in the bud.
Quadruple.
It was not quadruple. That was some BS that they were just talking about. All right, Skull and Bones is ass. That they were just saying that to get people to tune in. They were not quadruple A. Ubisoft don't make bad games.
They don't.
I think they just have safer games. And if you said they haven't had anything that was worth the money, you loved Prince of Persia. You told me that you loved that game.
I love that game, and I think that game was priced fair. And I'm worried about Star Wars being open world, and then them having these price points, and then having things hidden. And I think the community is very upset about this. And I think Ubisoft doesn't have to follow the standard. They should play it safe. For once, with that whole Skull and Bones debacle. The Crew Motorfest, that's offline. They took the servers offline. They ripped it from underneath us after we bought it. Ubisoft is doing a lot of... You can't even play the game. It's not peer-to-peer. Ubisoft is doing a bunch of things. That's why I don't think you can't play it. You can't play the Crew.
Servers are down for the Crew? I was just on it about a couple months ago.
Couple months ago. It is already unplayable after you just purchased it.
What?
My stance on Ubisoft is that they're making a bunch of mistakes and wrong turns to where studios will be closed if they don't get something right soon.
I
So,
think I think this is going to be regardless of the price.
okay.
I think this is going to be the best Ubisoft game that we've seen outside of Prince of Persia, probably in the last decade or so. I'm on record. You know, if I'm wrong,
Okay.
I'll wear it. I think that this Star Wars Outlaws has potential to be one of their headliners,
Okay.
one of their bankers.
Okay.
But pivoting. You know, we'll see. They have on the same topic of Ubisoft, they have a showcase coming next month in June. What are some things you want to see from that showcase? I'll go first. I want to know more about Star Wars Outlaws, of course. I want to see some really good gameplay. I'm looking forward to that. I want to see potentially a new IP, like another brand new IP or another game. I know we're going to
Okay.
be getting the Assassin's Creed based in Japan at the time of recording in the next couple of days.
That looks
So
fire.
I'm not looking
No?
for it.
No? Wow. Okay.
I
Fair.
think uh, this is going to sound stupid. This is going to be a bad take to some people.
Okay.
I think they let Ghost of Tsushima beat them to the punch.
Oh,
I
okay.
I think no pun intended. I think they let Sucker Punch beat them to the punch. I think that they everybody was looking forward to a game based in Japan from Assassin's Creed. When Ghost of Tsushima came out, I think it scratched that itch for a lot of us.
Fair.
And we just got Rise of Ronin that just dropped this year
Yep.
as well, which I heard was pretty solid too. So now your fans were asking for this, I know, at least 10 years ago, because I was deep into Assassin's Creed. We were asking for this a decade ago. Now we've had two games based in Japan. You're coming out with a third Assassin or a third game based in Japan, and it's going to have that same probably stale Assassin's Creed formula that everybody is burnt out on. I think it's too little too late. Might be a bad take. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think, but that's my take on it.
I was looking forward to the Assassin's Creed game. I'm new to the Assassin's Creed series. I didn't play all along and just recently started getting into it. But I saw like the ninja and them taking it to Japan, and I thought was like, I had fun with the last one, and I'm definitely interested in this. What's their third-person shooter game? I'm looking forward to that. If they brought out a new version, what is it called? Do you know off the top of your head?
Ubisoft shooter. Uh, which one? Third
It,
person shooter?
it's the third-person shooter that they had, and I played it a lot. I'm trying to think of the name. The name escapes me. Crap.
I'm looking online now. The Division.
The Division, yeah, I'd like to see a new
Oh,
Division. So I enjoyed the Division one. Division two became very mechanical, very technical. So I didn't enjoy it as much, and so I think if not to like dumb it down, but it seemed like it got overcomplicated. And to me, it was like a Destiny competitor in terms of like finding loot and searching and going in this world and different things, but like set in like real life for humans and things like that. So maybe if they came out with a new Division, I'd be excited for that. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy Ubisoft games, but I think Ubisoft has had some missteps. Prince of Persia being a positive step in the right direction. A lot of friends actually liked Avatar, but it wasn't the greatest game, but I thought it was a fun game to play. And I'm looking forward to this Star Wars, right? But the games have to be done right, and then them already jumping off to a bad foot with some of these price points, industry standard or not, hiding content behind some of these packages seemed a little messed up to me, and a lot of my friends were upset about this as well.
I think that the issue with Ubisoft is they make safe games. A lot of their games is usually like out of 10, sixes, sevens. Mostly like a lot of the Far Cries, a lot of the Assassin's Creed, Avatar. These are games that are solid. They're solid games,
Solid. Yep, I
nothing
agree.
to write home about, and that causes a lot of people to look at them sideways because you're like, we haven't gotten any 10 out of 10s, 9 out of 10s, with the exception of Prince of Persia. But with that being a Metroidvania, that's really not as mainstream as if they were to give us a 10 out of 10 in a third person open world game, like hopefully Star Wars Outlaws, which I'm putting a lot of my faith into that game. You guys can bash me later if I'm wrong. I think that with Star Wars Outlaws, I'm looking forward to it. With Assassin's Creed Red, I'm not as much, just because I think if you played a lot of the games, it just gets old. The formula for Assassin's Creed and Far Cry, those two games, they have become so formulaic that it's just I can't anymore. So I'm curious, but I also want to point out, let's get some love for some of the lesser known, or like the lesser talked about Ubisoft games. I would love to see Riders Republic. That was a great game in my opinion, but it didn't get a lot of love. And I think, like you said, to their missteps, they end up dropping everything behind a paywall. Skateboarding now is behind a paywall. BMX biking is behind it. I think that if you're gonna give, an extreme sports game, don't put it behind a paywall.
I'm just worried about some of our favorite studios being closed, and the public speaks with their dollars. It feels like we're in a bit of I don't know, like a decline in the economy and things like that. So like you really have to be careful on how you present things to people, and people are voting with their dollars a lot more than these companies think, and we're just not going to take anything. So while I've enjoyed some Ubisoft games, some things that they've done, like with the Crew Motorsport, just going offline, really bothered me. And then the price point for this new Star Wars is a bit suspect to me, but again, I'm hopeful, right? That's all I have to say about it.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll circle back in June, like we have with some of these other ones. So June's going to be a great month for the podcast and the gaming industry. So this has been addressed. Ubisoft, please don't let me down. If you let me down on Star Wars, I'm off the Ubisoft train forever. I'm letting y'all know now. So we'll see what happens. Stay tuned.
Choo-choo. Peace.